We're motor addicts. We're here today at Manston Raceway and we're going to film Luke's Fiesta. It's really light, it's over 400 horsepower. Did I mention it's on cossie running gear? So we're going to see just how fast it is. So we've got, as I said in the intro, we've got Manston Raceway all to ourselves today. The weather's not great, but we've got plenty of fun stuff to look forward to. This in question, Luke, thank you so much for coming down today. I know you've driven a few miles in the rain to come down and show us this, but this is no normal Fiesta.
I've owned this car since I was 18.
Wow.
I'm now 37.
Right.
It was a genuine standard Fiesta RS Turbo. Got bored with the way the engine was in it, so found a Sierra around the corner when they weren't worth anything, chopped it up, put the floor pan in it.
You make that sound really simple, but chopping the floor pan out of something, we'll get into it a little bit more, but yeah. Chopping the floor pan out, we were saying off the camera earlier, it's not just bolt it on, is it? There's a huge amount of, well, I mean, when we open the doors, we'll have a look. Apart from the wheels and the brakes, it just looks like a Fiesta Turbo, and that's magic to get it to do that.
Yeah, so all the other ones I've ever seen have always been wide arches, yeah. Or I've never liked the look of them, but I like the look of the RS Turbo. I've always loved it. That's why I got one.
Yeah.
So the one thing I always wanted is I was like, it has to stay
looking like an RS Turbo.
Like an RS Turbo. That's why I kept the interior. That's why I didn't put no flared arches on it. Nothing like that. Just a standard look. The only time you can see is if you're behind.
You can see the diff.
Just see the diff hanging.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's start at the back end and work forwards because I want to get to the piece de resistance when we get to the front because there's loads to talk about with this. So from the back of the car, like you were saying, I mean, you've got the roll tip exhaust on, which everyone had in the 2000s on the Fiestas and the 90s. But from the back, there's no badges on it. You wouldn't think it was anything different. But you'll see in the cutaways underneath, and like you said, from the rear, the diffs in there. Do you want to show us in the boot? Let's have a look and see what's going on in there. It's a functional car. You're using it. Look at that.
It's a weapon.
So having boot space is something. It's not one of your priorities at the moment. But like you say, you're going to put something a bit more.
Yeah. So there's a guy I know who does a lot of fabrication stuff, and yeah, what we're going to do is basically cut the floor out, sink the tank in the floor so it's flush.
Yeah.
So the battery will still stay there.
Yeah.
But at least I'll get something.
Yeah.
So at least I'll be able to take a picnic or something.
When you pull up at the petrol station, people must think, what's he opening the boot for? And then you've got this great big cell in there.
That happened at the petrol station the other day. Literally, I was standing like this, looking at the woman at the kiosk, and I think she thought I was just going to set it on fire.
Yeah, exactly. You're just filling the boot up.
The
the very first thing I noticed, again, when you see the cutaways, anyone who's fabricated a car or built a car or had huge involvement in building it, the very first thing I noticed when I saw inside, normally when you see cars that have had floor pan changes and stuff, like it's hard to retain an interior because it's so altered from factory. Do you want to just talk us through like what the interior is made of now you've got it all in?
Yeah, so all the seats and dashboard are all original Fiesta RS Turbo stuff, but every single piece of this interior is modified.
Yeah.
So even the seats, I had to strip the seats down to the bare bases, cut the bases and lower them.
Yeah.
So that the seats were low enough in the car because otherwise you were too high in it. The dashboard's all been cut away in the back to obviously work around the Sierra bulkhead.
No way.
And even like the kick panel trims, the back of them are modified so that they'll fix in so it looks standard. That took longer to do
than some of the fabrication. Yeah, like when you look at it, you just think, oh, he's flocked the dash, that's cool. And you don't think about the work that goes into that.
No, that's the thing. And I got things done. The things I did get done, like the guy who done the dash, he embossed the Cosworth in it.
I saw that. Yeah,
and
that's
put the gauges in it. I got rid of the centre vent and got the gauges fitted in and stuff. But again, like you said, I wanted it so people just look, and your instant thought is not, oh look, it's been cut up. And
when I first saw it, I thought, that's a cool RS Turbo Fiesta, and that's it. But that's what you're going for.
Yeah.
Let's have a look in the engine bay. I'm not going to finger your bonnet lever. You should never finger another man's bonnet lever.
I'll do that.
But you've changed since we last saw it. We did have this at Brighton Park when we did some track stuff a couple of years ago. But you've changed it a bit since. So what sort of specs the engine at the moment?
So the engine is fully built, forged pistons, rods, cams, everything. Whole engine's built.
Yeah.
WRC head gasket, etc., etc. It was running a Turbo Technics T35 when I had it at Brighton. Yeah. But I had the wrong intercooler and radiator set up in it, so it was overheating. Intake air temps were just shooting through the roof. Right. Yeah. But that was the first test it had ever really had. It'd been driven on the road, but it's the first time it had ever been used really gunned. Yeah. So I took it back and I said, right, I'm gonna change the bits on it, because the car was really good. It done really well, but that just let it down. Yeah. So I went back. I already done that. So yeah, pro alloy radiator, AirTech intercooler.
It's neat stuff. And who did the fabrication? Because that's not, you can't buy a Fiesta Cosworth intercooler, can you? So.
I done this.
Did you really?
I done all this stuff.
Neat job, dude.
I fitted the intercooler, the radiator, all that stuff. And then I messaged you and asked you if you could help me out with a Pulsar turbo. Yeah. And you went, yeah, I can. And so I bought a G25 550.
Shout out to Mark at Pulsar. He's always helped us out. And it's a G25 550.
Yeah.
Right.
Bought it thinking, oh, it'll be a little bit of a fondling to get it on.
Yeah.
No. Turned into a nightmare. So I went and bought a tubular manifold, which also didn't fit because it was for a Mark II Escort. And then I spoke to my friend Josh, who is AR Sports.
And he fabricated it to make it, and it looks tidy, man.
He fabricated
it looks really, really tidy. I mean, so it's safe to say the G25 550. For those who don't know, that's rated at 550 horsepower. That's kind of how they do it.
Yeah, So it aims for 550. I went for the smaller exhaust housing because what I've never liked either with little cars is massive turbos that take forever to spool up. Yeah. For me, because it's mainly used on the road, so I like to be able to.
Do you want it to come on quick? And
that's why I went for that.
So it might hamper the top capability of it, but it's more fun for around town. Yeah. So it's got to be making over 400 horse. You haven't had it dynoed yet, you said?
Yeah, with the old turbo it was 350.
Yeah.
This turbo on it hasn't been on the dyno, but it feels
lively. Does it come on soon? Is it quite?
Yeah, it comes on soon.
Lively?
You have to be ready for it. Where it's short, it's twitchy.
Yeah, nice. And I think we're going to experience that today. So we're going to go out and have a drive. Thankfully, it's bone dry, but it's not.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out. I forgot how small this is. Mark III. Yeah.
Tiny, isn't it?
I forgot how small they were inside.
Yeah, it's proper tiny.
Do you know how much it weighs?
I haven't put it on a weigh bridge. That's got to be a ton.
Do you reckon it's got? I mean, how much was a
cossie? It's got to be a weight in it because it's got all the interior and everything.
Yeah. I mean, a cossie was probably 1,400 kilo back in the day. Do you reckon? Yeah. I mean, this is. It's noticeably smaller, obviously, but it's so nicely finished though. So who did the flocking on the dash?
It's a guy called Raj. Yeah, flock.
Okay.
Same one that's done the roof, the carpet on the roof.
Oh, okay.
It's got not one push on this car. Everything's rose jointed.
The whole lot's rose jointed?
That's why it feels like this.
Do you know what? I got in it, I thought, it's a bit firm, but it doesn't feel too firm. But normally with cars like this, because it's altered so much from factory, they're a bit noisy. But considering it's all rose jointed, if you go left here, considering it's all rose jointed, I'm surprised how quiet it is.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It rattles, but it's because there's no giving.
Yeah. Oh mate, I'm shocked at that. I was just thinking to myself, it's a bit firm, but if it's rose jointed, that's good. That's really good.
Got the top mounts on it are off the Skyline.
Oh, right.
HKS top mounts.
Yeah.
And then the lower arms on it are rose joint.
So are they custom lower arms, or are they like
they're
cossie ones?
Fully adjustable ones.
They're designed for all Cosworth, like the Sierra one. Woohoo! They sound good, the old Sierra.
It just makes you smile.
It does. That's the whole reason.
It's quick. It's not the fastest car.
No,
it's running low boost.
What low boost is still a 300? I don't know.
Yeah, it's still, well, PSI, it's still running about 18 PSI boost.
Okay.
So, but obviously that turbo is capable of a lot more.
Do you, is it just on a switch, or do you have to go into a computer?
You have to go into the laptop.
Oh,
so
right, okay.
It's on a link ECU, so you have to go on the laptop and
right.
change whatever.
The body of a car on another floor pan is just like...
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is, and it's just, when I see stuff like that, I think it's underappreciated, you know. I think people need to know how much work goes into something like that. Still trying to turn the tyre then as well.
That's what I mean. It's just fun. This is what happens with this car. You drive it and it just makes you wrong.
Exactly.
It's like a clown car, right?
Yeah,
because it shouldn't be. If you know what I mean.
But it's classy in the same way. It's not like it's all bits hanging out of it and it's just, you know, it's just right thrown together. It's actually a really neat finish. It feels like a very complete car.
That's the bit that when I first drove it, I was like, it was a weird sensation to be pushed.
Yeah. I was just thinking that then.
You used to have front wheel drive, that being pulled.
And it's not too hard either, is it? The suspension's pretty
it's
like
noisy, but there's no sound in it.
Yeah. Are you planning on? That sounds good, doesn't it? It does sound good. Are you planning on doing anything more to the car? Have you got any other plans for it?
Roof I need to do.
Yeah.
I want to do the fuel tank, like I said.
Are you going to get rid of the sunroof, or are you going to? Yeah.
So the inside will be like this.
Yeah.
Just a few little bits like that, really. Everything else on it,
It's pretty complete, isn't it?
Yeah, it's alright. I'm getting to a point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to have some fun in it.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Being so worried about that bit of paint flicking off.
I know part of the journey is building the car, but you've got to have time to enjoy it. Oh, we're gripping now. It's good. That's all right, isn't it? It feels like you didn't look too worried about it.
Do you know what?
You can counter steer it quite well.
One thing about this car, it's mine, so I know. It always goes left.
Ah, right, it's a characteristic of it.
Yeah, it's sort of
yeah, it wanted to move around. It's such a short wheelbase as well.
Yeah, snappy. You haven't got that long to be like drifting.
No, exactly. See, my Supra does the same thing, but it's they're a big car. Jeez. Alright. It's something I'm aware of the weather, and I'm thinking, I don't know, it's something to do with age. As I get older, I think, you know.
I'm the same. I was contemplating coming today, so I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you just gotta like,
okay.
if you did, okay, so here's another question, right? If you were gonna change the car, what would meet your expectations of something like this? What would you change to that's gonna do the same things that this does?
I don't know. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because like that's what Lee's always says.
It's unique.
Lee's like, if you get rid of it, just get a nice SAF. And I'm like, anyone can go buy a SAF.
Yeah, exactly that.
This is something, the attention this gets. Once people realise what it is,
exactly
the attention
that.
it gets is mental.
And it's the years it's taken to build it and get it there as well.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, that's what I mean, it's got a lot of love in it. It's like,
it's just taken
time and effort being spent on it.
And that's a low boost. Oh shit. Okay, alright. I can't believe that's on low boost. Do you know what? You can tell it's got cams in it. It comes up, and then there's a bit more of a surge, isn't there?
It goes again.
Ooh.
It's fun.
Oh mate, that was quicker than the last pull we did up there. I don't know if it's
I
like.
think the wheels are spinning all the way up.
Yeah, it must have been.
I tried to feather it that time. I tried to give us a bit more.
Just give it a bit more of a sense of acceleration. Yeah.
It's got a Numa BD14.
Right. Okay.
Standard exhaust cam.
Standard exhaust cam, but like a bigger inlet.
Yeah, bigger inlet.
Okay. Because you can definitely feel that there's a second stage. Yeah, exactly.
But it's the weirdest sensation being in a Fiesta.
Almost like VTEC.
Yeah.
Not quite as instant, but there's a definite like hike in power, like when it's already on full boost as well. And also 18 PSI, did you say?
And it can go that turbo should easily run 25.
Oh yeah, easy. Is it a Pulsar? Yeah. I remember you saying.
It will. it could probably, I reckon if you wound it right up,
Yeah.
then it would be more than it would ever need.
Yeah,
To be fair, it's at that. Well, it's more than powerful.
It is. And that's on low boost. So if you, I reckon at 18 psi, it's making that much. If it was 400 at the wheels, 400 horse at the tyre would be like the maximum that would be usable. You know, like
so with the old turbo, when I had it on the dyno, it max 354 at the rear wheels.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so that's knocking on the door of 400 horse anyway.
That's what I mean.
So we have now got to the special point, because we are at Manston Airport, of where we're going to do a 0-60 and 100-200 in said rear-wheel drive Ford Fiesta. And we've got the V-Box with us. So thank you, Race Logic, for lending us the box. We are going to test it with that, and you're going to arm drop this stuff.
I like a bit of arm drop racing. Yeah, exactly.
You do it. Right, 3, 2, 1, isn't it?
I'm going to go 3, 2, no, I'll go 3, 2, 1. Okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, it was a bit sideways.
That was a very gentle start.
I think he's going to want another go, which we are going to give him 2 options. Well, 2 chances to go. But I did tell him he's got to go 120. Well, because it's 100, 200 kph.
It does get there. It does get there as well.
So he's going to turn back round. Predictions? Well, you've been in it. I can't predict it.
It's quite quick. I would say. Should we arm drop him?
Well, I think with the start, I reckon he'll get about 4.5, 5. Maybe.
Depends how he goes.
Maybe. If he can get grip.
Debris on the track.
No, maybe 5. I'll go 5.
Right, give it everything. Hollywood tyres. 3, 2, 1, go!
It's better.
That was better. That was better.
Looks good though.
It's very gentle.
Snap a drive shaft.
Yeah,
well, it's a cossie, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll get that.
So if he wants to snap a drive shaft, it's going to happen in a cossie.
This is Butler, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Butler's
we
back.
know Butler from the channel.
Edgar Davids is back.
Edgar Davids.
Well, football ain't playing the bills.
Right. It's not the warmest day. Traction isn't an advantage. I did see second gear, it was moving all over the place, isn't it? Yeah. What did you reckon your 0 to 60 was?
I don't know, it was slipping everywhere.
It was moving around.
What's up in the 7th?
It's actually less. 6.92. Which, to be fair, if it was bone dry, it'd be a lot quicker than that.
It didn't start gripping until through third. So.
Yeah, exactly. 100 to 200. Now, I don't know a lot about the 100 to 200 thing, but what do you reckon you were at the 100? That's 60 to 120 miles an hour.
10 seconds?
Less.
9?
Yeah, it was under that. It was 8.97. So, I mean, that is, let's face it, a Fiesta RS Turbo, had it been standard, would be way off that anyway. Yeah. So, that's all right, isn't it? That's pretty good, and it held together. We had no dramas today, no breakages. She's all still in one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can still drive home. So that is the Fiesta Cosworth. It's been a great time. I've loved being in that, and like testament to Luke's engineering and everything else, mate, because it is like, it's expertly put together. It looks so good and it's put together well. If you like what you saw today, we've got loads more stuff coming up. There's some other stuff we've got here today that we've been testing. A lot of it's custom and some of it's really wild. So like, share, subscribe, hit the bell where you can. Ladies and gents, that is your lot.
Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man.